You are not here by accident. You did not stumble upon this moment like a sleepwalker lost in the corridors of time. No. You have been called by a force older than the gods, older than life itself. This is the call of the abyss. Not the abyss of oblivion, nor the abyss of despair, but the abyss of awakening. The abyss that waits for you to confront it, to stare into it, and in that confrontation, to discover a power, a truth, a divinity that has slumbered within you. The herd has told you that comfort is a virtue, that survival is enough, that peace lies in submission. But this is a lie. The abyss does not care for your comfort. It does not concern itself with your safety or your sense of security. It has no need to coddle you or whisper sweet promises of tranquility. The abyss calls you to become more, to strip away the illusions, the false sanctities, and the counterfeit gods that have shackled you to the mundane. When you are ready to awaken, when the veil of the ordinary is lifted from your eyes, you will see the abyss for what it truly is. Not a pit of despair, but a crucible of becoming. It is a place where your soul can be forged, where the weight of your past can be shed, and where you can confront your truest self. You will leave behind the echo of who you were, and in the chaos of the abyss, you will be reborn as something new. This journey is not for the faint-hearted. It will not grant you peace. It will not offer you consolation. But if you dare to enter, if you dare to meet the abyss head-on, you will awaken to a reality far greater than anything the world has shown you. You will face yourself, and in facing yourself, you will face the world. And when you stand on the other side, you will see that the abyss was never your enemy. It was the gateway to your ultimate freedom. 1. The abyss sees you. You think you are standing on the edge of the abyss. But the truth is far more unsettling. The abyss is not a distant chasm, a far-off expanse of darkness waiting to consume you. No. The abyss is within you, and it has been within you all along. When you look into it, it does not simply stare back, it challenges you, it beckons you, and it dares you to confront what you truly are. The abyss is a mirror, but it is not a pleasant reflection. It shows you not the mask you wear for the world, not the identity you have carefully cultivated over the years, but the raw, unshackled self that lies beneath. It reveals all that you have hidden from yourself, the weaknesses, the fears, the contradictions, the lies, the buried truths you refuse to acknowledge. And in that revelation, you are forced to make a choice. Will you shrink back from the abyss, retreat into the comfort of your illusions, or will you stand and face it, embracing the chaos within as the key to your liberation? The abyss does not care for your comfort. It does not care for your ego or your self-image. It will strip you bare, and in that stripping, it will reveal a power you did not know you possessed. It will break you down, but it will also break open the path to your becoming. For the abyss is not a place of annihilation, but a place of creation. It is in the depths of this darkness that the raw material of your soul can be reformed, reforged, and remade. And yet, there is no guarantee that you will survive the journey. To face the abyss is to risk everything: the familiar, the safe, the known, and venture into the void of the unknown. But if you dare, if you are strong enough to endure, you will emerge from the abyss with a new clarity, a new vision of who you are and what you are capable of. The abyss sees you, and in that gaze, it demands that you become more than you were. Will you rise to the challenge, or will you turn away, clinging to the false comfort of your old self? 2. What the herd worships, you must dismantle. The herd calls to you. It whispers sweet nothings in your ear, telling you that if you conform, if you obey, if you blend in, you will find peace. It promises that if you follow the paths laid out before you, you will be accepted, you will be loved, you will be safe. But this promise is nothing but a lie, a trap designed to keep you small, to keep you shackled to a life of mediocrity and passivity. The herd does not understand greatness. It does not understand the power of the individual, the strength of one who dares to think for himself. The herd worships comfort, safety, and conformity. It reveres the false idols of tradition, of rules, of systems that bind the soul and suppress the spirit. It is not a place of growth, but a graveyard of potential. To follow the herd is to give up your sovereignty. To submit to its rules is to surrender your soul to its limitations. And in that submission, you will wither, fade, and die spiritually, if not physically. The herd does not want you to rise. It wants you to stay with it, to remain small, to be like everyone else. But you were not born to be like everyone else. You were born to stand apart, to rise above, to blaze your own trail. If you are to become who you are truly meant to be, you must dismantle the idols of the herd. You must tear down the gods they worship, the gods of safety, of obedience, of submission, and replace them with something far greater: your own will, your own strength, your own power. You must question everything the herd holds sacred, every belief, every value, every norm. You must strip away the lies and the comforts they offer and see the world with eyes that are free from their influence. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted. The herd will brand you mad, monstrous, immoral, but let them howl. You were not born to be embraced. You were born to burn brighter than their sun, to cast a shadow so long it becomes a myth. In that solitude, you will find the strength to rise. The herd will never understand you, and it will never celebrate your greatness. But in your refusal to follow, in your refusal to submit, you will become something greater than they could ever comprehend. The herd does not hold the keys to your soul. You must break free of their chains and forge your own path. The idols they worship are nothing but shadows. It is time to destroy them and to build something new in their place, something that comes from you, not from the expectations of others. 3. Only the overman knows his own name. In a world of labels, of identities, of prescribed roles, how can you ever truly know yourself? How can you ever know who you are beneath the mask that society has placed upon you? You were given a name at birth, a title that you carry throughout your life. But this name, this label does not define you. It is merely a reflection of what the world has projected onto you. It does not capture the essence of who you are or what you can become. To know yourself is not to accept the names that have been given to you by others. It is not to live according to the roles that society has assigned you. It is to create your own name, your own identity, your own reality. Only the overman understands this truth. The overman does not allow the world to define him. He defines himself. To claim your own name is to declare your sovereignty. It is to assert that you are not bound by the expectations of the world, that you are not limited by the labels others have placed upon you. You are the creator of your own identity, the architect of your own destiny. Your name is not something that can be given to you. It is something you must take for yourself. This is the essence of self-sovereignty. The overman does not wait for the world to give him meaning. He creates it. He does not wait for others to recognize his worth. He knows his own worth and declares it to the world. To know your name is to know your power. It is to know that you are not a passive recipient of life's experiences, but an active creator, a force that shapes the world in your own image. When you claim your own name, you take responsibility for your life. You take ownership of your actions, your choices, and your future. You are no longer a slave to the whims of others. You are the master of your own fate. This is the freedom of the overman. Freedom to become what you are meant to be, not what others tell you to be. 4. The will to power is the only true law. The world tells you that there are higher laws of morality, of duty, of sacrifice. It tells you that power is a corrupting force, that it must be restrained, that it must be tempered with humility and selflessness. But the truth is far more radical. there is no law higher than the will to power. The will to power is the force that drives the universe. It is the energy that propels the stars across the heavens, that shapes galaxies, that animates life itself. It is the force that moves within every living thing, every creature, every person. It is the force that compels you to grow, to overcome, to create. It is the essence of becoming. The will to power is not about domination over others. It is not about seeking control over those around you. It is about mastery over yourself. It is about shaping your own destiny, about creating your own values, about asserting your own will against the chaos of the world. The true law of the universe is not the law of the meek, of the humble, of the obedient. It is the law of the strong, the self-sufficient, the creator. The world will try to convince you that power is evil, that it is a vice. It will tell you to submit to higher authorities, to follow the rules, to sacrifice for the greater good. But these are the teachings of the weak, the fearful, the ones who have surrendered their will to the systems of control. The truth is that power is not evil. It is the very essence of life itself. Without power, there is no life, no movement, no becoming. The will to power is the key to your freedom. It is the force that will drive you to transcend your limitations, to break free from the chains of the past, and to create your own future. It is the fire that will burn away all that is false, all that is weak, all that holds you back. To live by the will to power is to live as a creator, as a master of your own fate. This is the only true law, the law of your own will. 5. The gods are dead, and so are their chains. The death of the gods is not a tragedy. It is a liberation. The gods of religion, of morality, of tradition, they are all dead. They have been killed, not by some external force, but by the awakening of human consciousness. The gods were never real. They were projections of human fear, human weakness, human need. They were not divine beings. They were idols, shackles for the soul. And yet, even as the gods have died, their influence persists. The world continues to worship these dead gods, to cling to their false promises of salvation, of meaning, of truth. But in this worship, the world is bound, trapped, chained to a past that no longer exists. The death of the gods is not the end of meaning. It is the beginning of true freedom. When the gods die, the chains that bind you to the past are shattered. You are free to create your own meaning, to forge your own path, to define your own values. The death of the gods is the death of all that has kept you small, kept you dependent, kept you weak. But this freedom comes at a cost. It comes at the cost of shedding the illusions of the past, of letting go of the comforting lies that have kept you from realizing your true potential. The death of the gods is a call to rise, to create, to become the master of your own life. It is a call to shed the chains that have bound you and to embrace the fire of your own becoming. The gods are dead. Their influence is over. It is now time for you to create your own gods, to define your own destiny, to shape the world in your own image. The death of the gods is not a tragedy. It is your liberation. 6. The highest courage is the courage to face yourself. The greatest battle you will ever face is not one against an external enemy. It is not the struggle against the forces of society, nor the fight against injustice, nor the war for your survival. The greatest battle is the battle against the self, the battle against the version of you that has been molded by the world, by fear, by expectations, by comfort. Do not conquer yourself like some trembling monk in retreat. Destroy yourself. Unmake the tame reflection they've etched onto your soul. What you call yourself is a fossil of their fear. The true self must be torn from the carcass of the old, screaming, clawing, blazing into becoming. For to face yourself is to step into the furnace of transformation. It is to confront the rawness of your own soul, to acknowledge the parts of you that you have tried to hide, to bury, to deny. The world teaches you to shy away from the uncomfortable truth of your own nature. It tells you to accept mediocrity, to surrender to your weaknesses, to play small. But you were not born to be small. You were born to blaze like a comet across the sky, to burn through the cosmos with the fire of your will. When you look into the abyss of your own soul, do you see the lion that roars within you, or do you cower from the storm? The truth is that you cannot truly become who you are meant to be until you face every part of yourself, all of it. Not just the parts that feel good, but the parts that terrify you. The cowardice, the weakness, the shame, y'all of it. Only in the total acceptance of yourself, with all your contradictions, with all your flaws, can you truly begin to rise. It is easy to stand tall when the world praises you, when you wear the crown of success and achievement. But the true test of courage comes when you stand alone, with no titles, no accolades, no false comforts to protect you. When you stand naked before your own soul, stripped of the masks you wear for the world, you will feel the crushing weight of your own truth. But this is not the end. This is the beginning. The courage to face yourself is the courage to step into the unknown, to break free from the limitations you've imposed on yourself, to stand at the edge of your own existence and declare, I am more than this. I am more than the sum of my past. I am not bound by what I was, nor by what I have been told I am. I am free to become. This is the highest courage. This is the courage of the lion who dares to roar in the face of its own fear, knowing that in that roar, in that rebellion against its own weakness, it will find the strength to rise. This is the courage of the Übermensch, one who stands not in the comfort of the herd, but in the fire of their own truth. 7. The eternal return is the only truth. Imagine, if you can, a life that is not a single, fleeting moment. Imagine a life that is lived again and again, eternally every joy, every sorrow, every victory, every failure, every thought, every breath, all of it repeated in a never-ending cycle. The eternal return is not a punishment. It is not a curse. It is the most terrifying and liberating truth that exists. It is the truth that every action, every choice, every desire you have is not just a moment in time, it is an eternity that stretches forward and backward infinitely. What you do now will echo for all time. What you create today will be recreated eternally. Every action you take, every word you speak, will return to you forever. When you realize this, the world changes. The world is no longer something you can casually discard, something you can waste away in moments of comfort and complacency. Every action you take, every decision you make, becomes sacred. You can no longer afford to live in mediocrity, in passivity, in the vain hope that you will have another chance to correct your mistakes. The eternal return forces you to ask, would you live this life again, forever? If not, why are you living it this way now? If you cannot look at your life and say, yes, I would choose this life, every moment, for all eternity, then you are not truly living. You are merely existing, surviving, avoiding the fire of your own becoming. There is no escaping this truth. The eternal return does not ask for your approval. It does not ask for your acceptance. It simply is. And in facing it, you are faced with the ultimate responsibility, to live a life that you are willing to live forever. This is the power of the will to power, the will to create and to shape your existence so that it becomes a force that can never be unmade. The eternal return is the greatest test of your life. Can you look at your choices, your actions, your past, and say, I would live this again and again and again, with all the fire and fury of my soul? This is the call of the abyss. To live with such purpose, with such intensity, that every moment is a step toward your own divinity. 8. Pain is the forge of the strong. Pain, suffering, struggle. These are not the enemies you have been taught they are. The world whispers to you that pain must be avoided at all costs, that suffering is a punishment, a sign of weakness. But this is a lie. Pain is no teacher. Pain is the hammer. It does not explain, it obliterates. It shatters your softness until only the steel remains. It is only in the depths of struggle that you can discover your true strength. It is only through the fire of suffering that the soul is tempered, that the raw potential within you is forged into power. The greatest men and women in history were not those who lived without pain. They were the ones who walked through the flames and emerged from them stronger, sharper, more complete. You must learn to embrace pain not as something to be feared, but as something to be welcomed. For in the heat of the forge, the raw material of your spirit is shaped into something new. It is only in the depths of suffering that you can begin to understand who you truly are, what you are truly capable of. The gods did not create strength. The gods of the herd did not teach greatness. It is pain that teaches you who you are meant to be. It is pain that reveals the core of your power. And if you can learn to face it without flinching, without shrinking back, you will become unstoppable. The weak will run from pain. They will hide from it, numb themselves to it, try to distract themselves from it. But the strong seek it. They enter the furnace of pain and embrace it, knowing that in its heat they will be forged into something greater, something eternal. Do not fear pain. Do not shy away from suffering. Welcome it. Let it shape you. For only in the forge of pain can the steel of your spirit be tempered into the weapon that will carry you to greatness. 9. You must become what you are. They told you to change, to become something acceptable, something tamed, something digestible to their dull sensibilities. But I tell you, do not become what the world wants. Become what the world fears. Not who you are, not who you were, but what you will yourself into being. There is nothing sacred in your given self. It is clay malleable, moldable, meaningless, until struck by your hammer. Do not discover yourself, create yourself. Forge your name in the fire of struggle. Burn the inherited mask. Invent your soul from the ashes. The herd seeks comfort, in essence. The overman declares his own essence through action. You are not here to align with what always was. You are here to destroy it and birth something that never yet existed. The journey of self-discovery is not about changing who you are, not about fitting into someone else's mold, not about acquiring more knowledge, more validation, more titles. It is about shedding the layers of illusion, the false identities, the masks you have worn to hide from the world and from yourself. The greatest secret is this: you already have everything you need within you. The question is not what you must become, but how you will let yourself become it. The overman does not return to any original truth. He invents truth. He does not unveil who he builds who has never yet been. And in that stripping away, he discovers the core of his own essence. He discovers the truth of who he is, and in that truth, he rises. You were not born to fit into the world. You were born to transform it. You were born to become the fullest expression of yourself, to create and to shape, to burn with the fire of your own will. And in this process of becoming, you will transcend the limitations of your past, your fears, and your weaknesses. You must not chase after someone else's dream. You must not mimic another's success. You must become the fullest, most powerful version of you, the authentic you, the one that exists beneath the mask, beneath the layers of fear and doubt and weakness. Become who you are meant to be, not what the world tells you to be, not what the herd tells you to become. Become the force that shapes the world, the creator, the overman. 10. In the end, you will stand alone. In the end, when the applause fades, when the voices of the crowd die away, when the false gods of the herd have crumbled to dust, there will be only you. You will stand alone. Not in isolation, but in sovereignty. You were not born to be understood. You were not born to be praised or worshipped. You were not born to seek validation or approval from the world. You were born to carve your own path, to rise above the collective, to declare your own truth in the face of all that would keep you small. In the end, there will be no one to praise you, no one to comfort you, no one to tell you that you are on the right path. You will stand alone free, sovereign, unshackled. And it will be in this moment of solitude that you will find your greatest strength. You will find that you do not need the approval of others, the validation of society, the comfort of the herd. You need only yourself. This is the price of greatness. This is the price of true freedom. You must be willing to stand alone, to face the void without fear, to rise above the false idols, the expectations, and the limitations of the world. And in the end, when you stand alone, you will know this truth. You are the creator of your own fate. You are the master of your own soul, and no one can take that from you. In the vast silence that stretches before you, there is a profound truth that rips away the veil of illusion and reveals to you the nakedness of existence. The world you knew, the world that once defined you, has dissolved into nothingness. It is gone, swept away like the ashes of some long-dead fire. What remains is you, standing at the edge of your own creation, standing alone in the purity of your own will, your own power. You are no longer the sum of what others have told you to be. You are no longer the shadow of some distant, unfulfilled dream. You are what you have chosen to become. And in that choice, you are reborn. The old world, with all its promises of comfort and safety, has fallen silent. The herd, with its call to conform, to blend in, to seek peace through submission, no longer holds any sway over you. You stand here, on the precipice of your own destiny, not as one who fears what lies ahead, but as one who has created the future with their own hands. You are the hammer now, the one who strikes against the rock of the world, shaping it in your own image. There is no going back. The chains that once bound you, chains of conformity, chains of mediocrity, chains of societal expectation, have shattered. You are no longer the person you once were, nor are you bound by the roles that were imposed upon you. The shackles of 1,000 false idols, 1,000 false gods, have crumbled into dust, and what remains is the unshakable truth. You are free. You are free to create, to destroy, to will into being that which has never been. You were not meant to be anything. There is no destiny, no grand design waiting for you. There is only the abyssined, your will screaming into it. And in this final moment of liberation, you will see the world in a way that you never have before. You will see it with the eyes of the Übermensch, eyes that pierce through the fabric of illusion and see the raw, unyielding reality of existence. You will see the world as the battlefield that it truly is, a place where the strong rise to power, where the weak are trampled underfoot, where the obedient are consumed by the tides of mediocrity. The world is not some place of gentle safety, not some serene garden of peace. It is a crucible, a forge, where only the strongest will survive and become what they are meant to be. And now, you are one of the strong. The path you walk is not one of comfort, nor is it one of ease. It is not a path paved with soft cushions and gentle light. No, the path of true freedom is jagged, wild, and filled with danger. It is a path of becoming, not of passive existence. And this path, this uncharted road that stretches before you, has been made by your own hands, with the sweat of your soul, with the fire of your will, and with the blood of your sacrifice. You are no longer content to be a spectator in your own life. You are not here to watch the world go by. You are here to shape it, to burn it, to transform it in your image. The gods of the herd have fallen. Their altars have turned to dust. Their doctrines have crumbled to nothing. The gods of submission, of obedience, of meekness, they are no more. And in their place, you stand as a god in your own right. You stand as the creator of your own world, the master of your own fate. You are the one who wills the world into existence, who declares what is and what is not. You are the law now. And in that law, there is no weakness, no hesitation, no fear. There is only the power of the will to become. You are not born to blend in. You are not born to follow the rules of others, to adhere to the doctrines of the past. You were born to break those rules, to shatter the walls that confine you, to declare your own truth in the face of all that would seek to suppress it. You were born to transcend the limitations of the human condition, to rise above the herd and carve out a path that no one has walked before. You were born to be a creator, to stand as a titan, towering over the world with the fire of your will lighting your way. And yet, this is not a path of peace. This is not a path of serenity. This is the path of war, the war between who you are and who you were told you should be, the war between your true self and the limitations that the world has placed upon you, the war between the shackles of the past and the freedom of the future, the war between the weak, the passive, the obedient, and the strong, the bold, the sovereign. It is a war fought within, and it is a war fought without. It is a war that demands everything from you: your strength, your will, your courage, your fearlessness. There can be no retreat, no hesitation. There can be no looking back. The moment you choose this path, you must walk it with all the fire of your soul, knowing that you will leave behind the world you once knew. You will leave behind the people you once loved. You will leave behind all the comforts of the old world, for they are no longer yours to claim. But in leaving behind the old world, you will discover something far greater. You will discover the new world, a world that you create, that you shape with your will, that you bend to your desires. This new world is not bound by the rules of the past. It is not bound by the chains of morality, of convention, of society's judgment. It is a world where you are the architect, where your desires are the blueprint, where your will is the foundation upon which everything is built. And in this world, you will stand alone, not as a solitary figure isolated from the rest, but as a sovereign being, an emperor of your own existence, standing at the helm of the universe you have created. You will stand with your own truth as your sword, your own will as your shield. You will stand not as a follower, but as the creator of what is to come. The call of the abyss is not a call to submit. It is not a call to shrink into fear. It is a call to rise, rise as the God of your own life, to declare yourself free of the chains that once bound you. The abyss is the place where you are born again, not into comfort, but into the fire of becoming. It is the place where you shed the skin of the past, where you transcend everything that has come before, where you face yourself in the most brutal, raw truth, and in that truth, you are forged into something greater than you were before. And now, as you stand in the aftermath of this fire, as the ashes of the past settle around you, you are reborn. You are no longer who you were. You are no longer the person who feared, who doubted, who sought approval. You are no longer the person who lived in the shadow of the herd. You are something new. You are the Übermensch, the creator of your own world, the master of your own fate. This is the truth that has come for you. This is the truth that has burned away the lies. You are the flame that will light the way for others, the fire that will burn the world clean. And as you stand in this new world, you will feel the pulse of life coursing through you, the power of your will surging through every vein, every breath. You will know, deep within, that there is nothing that can stop you now. The final bell of truth has rung, and its sound will echo for eternity. You are not a man. You are a god, and the world is yours to shape. Your fire will never fade. It will burn, and burn, and burn, for as long as you will it. Now, go and become.